right? So we're gonna show you what's next.
All right, I'm gonna jump over here and I'm gonna grab an image. And where's my...
Okay, so for 3 years worth of work, you know, what do you guys think? Should we have spent 3 years doing this? Do you like it? Is it cool? Is it nice? Can you use it? Will it save you time? Save you money? You know? Is there anybody in here that would not use this? You still want to do it by hand? Anybody?
So I'm going to ask a different question. Anyone in here do anything with affiliate programs where you need to create banners?
Unfair question.
Okay. Yeah, I can't see I can't see any of the comments. So
I do affiliate stuff. Yes, some create what affiliate sites. I do. If I can batch the images, I don't know what you mean by if I can batch the images. All these images are created in as many batch numbers as you want. You want to do 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay.
So
comes out that way.
So like we can go through, I could go through and we'll go through this, you know, the whole thing with all the fields and, you know, kind of some of the stuff that we just saw in the basic version. But what I figured I'd do with this first test is just show everybody something completely different.
Sure.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tick off one image, and I'm going to grab template, load it, and come on down. And so you can see there are a lot more fields in the Pro version than the basic version. And so what I'm going to just call this banner test. And I want to download the images. And then we've got a bunch of kind of standard banner ad sizes that you might use, you know, with an affiliate program, display ad, you know, using Google's display ad network. And we've talked about adding in, you know, a category for like your Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, you know, all your cover page images. So got that selected, and I'm going to download.
So everybody remember that, you know, obviously this is a program and you can only do certain things, you know, with the program, but we're pretty impressed with what we're getting. And once you know how to do this, you'll know how to create your images for better results, right? But we get blown away every time we look at this.
Yeah, and this piece of functionality excites me because you don't have to just use it for banner ads. That was the way I framed the question. But you know, if you want to take an image and create some uniqueness, right? You can generate banner ads or banner ad sizes. So that way, when you're creating some of your other pieces of content, you don't necessarily have to have an image that's even remotely the same size. But the programmers that did the work on this initially, we haven't found any other programmers that have been able to replicate how well this resizes and crops the images without distorting them. So I'm gonna just jump right in. So this is 300 by 600. I believe that I would call that a usable image. 129 by 600, 160 by 600, 120 by 240.
You guys noticing all the metadata changing?
And the file name.
Yep, file names, metadata. All changing.
right? 728 by 90
Body slam.
and 467 by 310. And so again, I haven't seen a single image that I would call unusable.
I'd have to say for you and me, Richard, that's probably true, but it's a matter of opinion on what somebody's trying to
Right.
create, right?
Yep.
But my point is that once you know how to use this tool, you'll better know and understand how to position and frame your image for the data that you want to get from it, right? So if you're doing a skyscraper image, you don't want to do a landscape image. You want to create it more so that you have, skyscraper, content there. Does that make sense? All right. So interestingly enough, this is really, really interesting and cool, right? So for that particular image that you have right there, can you take the link, okay? And you guys notice that we have metadata changing right there as well, correct? So what I want everybody to kind of close your eyes. You can't see what's going to happen, okay? You can open your eyes now, and then hopefully he didn't screw anything up and it will work, all right? The fields that you're looking at, the copyright, the creator, the rights, they're not part of WordPress. The XF data on the left is what's in WordPress. The XMP data on the right is the metadata that we've added to that image that exists in that image, even though it is in WordPress. You guys listening to me? Even though this was in and created and lives in WordPress, the data that we were able to impregnate into this image is still there. Is anybody sitting down? Did anybody like drop the hammer, drop the mic? Is this a aha? I mean, or are we just kind of blowing smoke? Does this impress anybody? I mean, literally, look at the data that's in there, the state, the city. I mean, this is freaking retarded.
But wait, there's
Literally.
more.
But wait, there's more. Oh, what the hell is that? There's more? Oh my God. Will it help map rankings? Sean, we've seen it help, yes. Where's the data coming from, Lee? The data is coming from the fields that you just saw Richard fill in the pro version with your data that you spun. How freaking cool is that? Look at all those fields. Title, author, description, the writer, keywords, copyright status, copyright notice, copyright URL, XMP categories, subcategories, date created, city, state, credits, headline. I mean, holy banana peels.
Yeah, and so and maybe just just to share a little bit on the technical side, one of the things that we had to work with developers on was just cross-linking or mapping all of the fields, right? Because we've got different data types, right? We've got EXIF data, XMP, IPTC, IPTC IIM, XMP IPTC. So they're all slightly different metadata types. And so the thing that we had to work on was, for example, in XMP, say a title, well, we had to match, maybe it's not title over here, right? Maybe it was headline. So we had to work with the programmers to get all of these different data types mapped correctly. And I mean, we literally just finished up the testing on this piece of it
Hours ago.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm. The question is, Google reads all these data fields? Are you serious?
So what Google, that's a great question. Google can, but where Google will start primarily, Google's going to start by reading EXIF data first, and then IIM data second. So IPTC IIM, which is a specific metadata type, is what Google's going to look at number 2.
Is anybody still riding the horse, or is it dead? Did your horse blow up yet? Everybody's stunned. They don't know what to say.
So let me I'm going to show a couple of examples.
Sure.
So this was something. Let me just click back. So this was an event that I shot video.
Bodybuilder event or something you were at?
No, this was the very first Miss Inked USA pageant that was held here in Dallas. So I shot video. I used optimized thumbnails. And again, right, this is something we've been working on for 3 years. But all of these videos had optimized thumbnails, and they're all on page 1 for Miss Inked USA. But also, let me go over to images, and you can see this is probably something I've got on Pinterest, but this is one of the YouTube thumbnails, and it's number 2. But I could go down through a lot of these images, and they're they've all been optimized, optimizing the metadata. And then let's show one more.
So are you guys seeing, how this could really enhance the possibilities of, your site, whatever it is that you're trying to do? I look at it this way. Okay. I really look at it this way. I seriously don't believe in my heart of hearts in this business that we are in that there's any one singular thing that you can do to outrank everybody and put you on the top of the heap. I seriously don't believe it. We are all great human beings, but we're all made up of different parts, right? And those parts have to work together in the way that Google has outlined the way that she looks and reads. Zillow's a piece of shit, Tim. We're so pissed off at Zillow, it's ridiculous. But
yeah, I'm gonna beat Zillow this year.
We're gonna beat them. We're on a path to beat them boogers. But
so this is a test that we did. It's less than 2 weeks old. Here's the document that Pat referenced earlier. This is a PDF document on archive.org, but that little tiny thumbnail you see right there, that little thumbnail has been optimized. So this was a test that we did for the Spanish market, and I believe it says criminal appeal attorney in Spanish. And so we've got 1 image, 2. There's a YouTube thumbnail right here, but we've got 4 images out of the top 5 slots, under Google Images.
How many of you guys have the top 4 out of 5 images ranked in Google? Anybody? Because if there are, please see me afterwards. You've got 2, great.
But it just shows you You know, if I didn't do anything to these images, they wouldn't show up anywhere. And
Right.
I've got some other categories or niches
Nice.
that I've done thumbnails, YouTube thumbnails for, that I have not touched in probably 6 or 7 years, and they still rank on page one. I've got YouTube videos that are still ranking in the top 10 that are, you know, 6, 7 years old that I haven't touched. Right, just from you know, taking the extra effort to optimize a thumbnail.
Yep. Lee, yes, it's exactly right. We did nothing other than the metadata optimization. We did not want to corrupt some of the things that we're doing here. I think at one point we were thinking about doing a couple backlinks, you know, from BLF to it. We may have done that on one of the images. Brian, you know, did a small campaign on that, but that was at the very beginning. And these other ones that he's showing you, I don't think we did anything like that on. Without this kind of sophistication, images on Google Web is huge. Correct. Yes, we're really proud of this, guys. I mean, you know, it does seem simple, and you know, the effects of it are very huge. Google has many times and many patents about how they view the metadata in images, and what they consider unique and not unique. There's no point in really kind of, you know, getting down that road. We know from tests that we've done, Richard just shared with you, you know, that when we do the maximum that we possibly can do, we should be doing it, but we know we can't because of the time,
Yeah,
right?
you know, and the other thing, I don't know if Madge is still on the call or not, but he could attest to this. You know, one of the reasons you want to go the extra effort and cover, you know, every potential metadata field you can, is you don't know what type of bot or crawler reads a specific type of data. So within these metadata fields that we're capturing, you know, Madge does a lot of stuff with press releases. Well, you know, some of this data, some of these metadata fields or metadata types, there are certain um, news organizations around the world, you know, that will look for specific types of metadata. So it's not necessarily just a matter of, you know, what is Google looking for? I focus on that a lot, but it's much bigger than that, right? There are other, you know, bots and crawlers that are looking at different types, you know, different metadata types. And so we just want to make sure that we've got, you know, we're creating every opportunity to show up wherever we can.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why we've taken the time to really search out every single possible opportunity that we can, to find this. Thanks, Steve, for sticking around. I know it's late over there, so have a good rest. So if you can add the keywords and other things in the field, you can add the keywords and other things in the field. So if we go back to these templates over here, once again, the templates are 100% spinnable. So when you actually take the time to create a proper spin, so here's where you can really drill this thing down for yourself, guys, right? That is, instead of taking the time to just throw something up, right? Take the time to create the perfect spin for your images and not put just a bunch of stuff in there. But some of these fields can be pretty deep. I mean, in the description field, we literally have put over 30,000 words in the description. Okay. Would you want to do that? Probably not, but the fact is that you could. And as we continue to go through, any danger of over optimizing an image, so far we haven't found any. Lee, we haven't really had something where it was there and then it disappeared. Nothing has ever disappeared so far that we know of, right?
No.
No,
and I think it was so what I was setting up here is right, the ability to load your own keyword file and locations. And so who was it? I think it was Sean that was asking about lat longitude. And being able to to add that information. And so this would be a way to do that. This takes a little while to run out. We've got short codes here, so you can kind of change up your keyword pattern. And and again, if you're going to load a template, you can load a template. And what I'll do, rather than, because this will take a couple of minutes, but I'll just show you the output. Let's see. There. Okay, I think that was it. And so this was just kind of a I put in kind of like some random random years, truck deals, Denver, Colorado, overstock. So I had a short list of keywords and city and state. And so you can see that's the result.
pretty freaking cool, I'd say.
So we're we're still kind of I'm going to try to blow this up. I'm going to see how many images I can how big of a keyword list combined with locations, and see if I can blow it up. So
Okay. How many, do we have any questions, any ideas, any thoughts? Is this cool? Is this something that you guys would like to have? Is this something that you can afford? How much do you think that this should be worth? We don't know. We're just kind of flipping around asking questions here, right? What do you think would be a good price for it? Just curious. The only worry I personally have is if you use an image optimizer and it auto runs and you get charged for these new spins on the compressions.
I don't understand the question.
If you get charged. Okay. Okay. I don't know I'm trying to understand the question. I don't know. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. Okay. I'm going to share my screen with you real quick. Images should be compressed before uploading. Valerie, we're already compressing them, sweetheart. And I didn't mean that as a sexist statement, I'm sorry. But when we optimize the image, we have an automatic compression built in to that image. It's between 40 and or 60 and 70%. So we're compressing it already. It's in the plugin already. Yes, it's already before we actually do the metadata. We are automatically do compress it, right? In the plugin. Yes. Yes, we do. Okay. So that's another, little bit of time saver for you guys, right? How is this tool used in conjunction with the metadata tool? Well, it's a separate. You mean you're talking about the SAS? Okay. So here's the thing. We have the image SAS program, which a lot of you guys are members of, okay? And that image is going to, or that program is being, as I've stated, modified to include all metadata programs that we have that we come up with. They're all going to be under one platform now. But you have to understand that when you optimize an image in SAS, that's for wherever you want to put that image where it does not get compressed out. We can't control that. You can put it on your website. You can take a video and optimize it and put it there, not YouTube. You can image, and place it on your website, place it a link from that image from Flickr to your site, instead of trying to upload it and losing the data. The reason we built this is simply because of that problem, and so there's a use for both worlds, Brian, that you can use the SAS for the metadata for the things that we could do there for those reasons, and use the WordPress plugin because you want to build it within WordPress and use it within WordPress as well. Hopefully that will make sense for you.
And so just to clarify, a question has come up. But we've seen it before. Where's the alt text? Well, alt text is it's part of HTML, and so it gets added to the WordPress database. That's why it shows up. So when you run the plugin, the unique thing that you're getting with the plugin is for every image that you generate, you're also generating for WordPress the alt text, title, caption, and description that are unique to WordPress.
So if you run in a compression program already, like Smush or something like that, run it first and compress it down as much as you want, and then go ahead and use the tools after that. Okay. So I went over how the SAS, there's a lot more fields in some cases, in the SAS and our ability to do certain things with it. Got to remember, this is restricted strictly to WordPress, right? Can auto run on new uploads? Yes. I mean, you can auto run, anything that you want, as many times as you want, with the tool. Let's see. How is this tool used in conjunction with Bring me in and I can explain. I can do that. I don't care. Hold on. Give me a second. We're an open society here. Go for it.
So it was already answered, Patrick. Just with make sure that that's not auto running on, because when you try and execute on these and you're creating so many photos, what could happen is anybody that uses OO or anything like that knows that those bills can add up really freaking quick. I'm part of Team Evil, also known as a Divi supporter, and Divi creates also a ton of images for every file you upload. So what happens is that because of this program, you could end up with a massive bill from OO if you're not executing these properly.
Okay.
So
All right.
you would definitely want to cut off your automatic or be very careful on your bulk optimizations when you're doing this.
Sure.
And then also go inside your OO template and select what you want to be optimized, because you would have to test it, but maybe because you guys, this is a separate plugin, it's creating its own fields, and under OO, it would recognize those, and you could shut off maybe this plugin from the automatic OO compressions.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think you got everything covered.
Okay, cool. I mean,
so I think it would be an interesting question. I don't ever use any automatic compression tools with WordPress.
I do, because I'm a Divi user, and if you expect Divi to hit really fast speeds, you have to use an image compressor like OO and then WP Rocket. If you expect to get a fast speed on your site.
Right. Good. Well, Sean, it'd be nice for you to, take a look at this. I know that you're very, very,
I see some pretty major benefits. If you set this up right, this could definitely push map rankings or a whole bunch of different things. This is looks like a really powerful tool.
Awesome. Cool. Sean is a new friend of ours that we met at spring training, and he's very talented at what he does, and so I really appreciate popping on here and sharing your thoughts, Sean. It's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sean.
All right, so bottom line is thanks, Sean. That was really cool. Thanks, man. We're going to kind of get away from any questions unless you have any. I'm going to show you something here if I can get to it. Just give me a second. I'm going to come back over here and change the presenter, if I can, to me. Okay. So the question is, how many people can see my screen? Everybody see my screen? Yes. Okay. So this is the basic version, and I'll put the links here in the group in a minute. Okay. So my question to everybody is, for the basic version, and I'm asking because I really want to know, because we are all part of a new environment here, and I know what I want to do, but I want to know what you guys want to do. And so for the basic version that we shared with you, do you feel that our price point of $47 is reasonable, too high, too low? What should we be? And I'm seriously asking the question for that. And in this particular case, it would be for unlimited websites, right? I'll do unlimited websites for this. This is a single one-time payment. If we charge, $77 or $97, would it be worth it? Or do you think it's priced just about right? Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to put the link in here for this for everybody. I'm going to copy that link right here, and I'm going to put that in the chat. And for the purposes of what we're doing here, I don't care about basic, just want the pro. Yeah, okay. We have to start somewhere. But I think $97 unlimited would be reasonable for something like this as well. Okay. But can everybody see this little code up here? Everybody see it? Type in this chat what you see up here. Type it in. Okay. Type it. Keep it going. Okay. Come on. Because for everybody that types the code in here, when you go to the link that I'm going to give you, how much will it cost you to get our plugin today? Man, these guys are smart, Richard. Dude. Okay. So, do you think 3 years of worth of work is worth $0? Well, the point of the matter is, it is, because we want you guys, all of you, to use this no matter what. We're all in situations right now, and I want, and Gary and Richard, give Richard a hand. I mean, dude, he has walked down this path with me, and he is the geek's geek, dude. I mean, he's like, well, can we test this? And I'm like, no. Well, we got to do this. I'm like, no. Come on, man. Let's have some fun and let's do it. And I'm like, no. And then we end up at 4 o'clock in the morning still testing, right? So,
Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it. The only way that you can get the pro version of this is to buy for free, okay, the basic version. You guys cool with that? Chat. I know Gary's like, why are you being so stupid? It's okay. Gary loves it. Trust me. Okay, so can you, in the link I put up there, does the link show everybody? And then the WPB as in boy. Okay, Birgit, I have a question for you. I know I trash your name all the time. Was it worth not eating and waiting for supper? Huh? All right. So it's in the chat. Does everybody see it? Yes, you see it? Some say they can't. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. I'm also going to put it right here in the questions. So I did it there. Okay. So once you get in, you'll get this, you'll get it unlimited. And if you want the pro version, you just click anywhere on the pro side and you'll see a pop-up to buy the pro version. Okay. And in a second, does everybody want a discount code for the pro version, or are you guys okay paying full price? I want to see how many real people I've got here. Nobody answered, so they're willing to pay the full price. Okay, good. We don't have to give a discount code for the pro version.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know. They're all teasing with me. No, it's not the same code. All right, so I'm going to go over and grab that code and come back and put it in the chat. Anybody have any thoughts, any ideas? We're going to have a Skype room. It's been there for a couple of years, and we're gonna start playing. Right? Look, there's only so many things that we can do with the basic version, and we've actually overdone what I wanted to do for the basic, but I wanted to give you guys, a little bit more than what we've done. Okay, and so when you log in, you should get a pop-up for the pro. Okay, when you scroll over and click on pro or click on any field in the pro area, you should get a pop-up that takes you to a website. If not, I will find Karen will find the website for me, and here we go. It's right here. Here it is. I'll put it in the chat. send. I'll put it in here as well and send. So Richard, why don't you take this screen back and answer any questions and, for a moment while I go take care of something, and I'll be right back. But
I can't see the questions.
well, you should. You are an organizer on the right-hand side.
Yeah, I don't see, I'm not seeing anything.
Okay. Well, you take the screen. I'll be right back, guys. Karen, what was the coupon code that we created for everybody? Do you remember? I don't remember. I'll have to go look it up. All right, guys, I'll be right back. But one of the things that, Richard, I want you to share with everybody, again, is like, how do you create your spin? And over on the left-hand side of each of the fields is the I. What is the I for?
All right. These are tooltips, right? So if you've got a question on, any one of the fields, just scroll over the question mark and it'll tell you a little bit about that specific field. I use, one of the tools that I use to kind of help out is the what is it? The keyword.
Keyword Translation Factory.
Yeah, I should have it bookmarked, but
that's a great tool for this because it helps everybody with, setting up all your titles and your variations of your titles. It's all really
cool.
We'll
do some tutorials, but this is the primary tool that I use for putting all my my spin text and making sure it's bulletproof. But I actually want to show them. Is there anybody? I can't see. I'm not seeing any of the responses in chat. I can see some of the questions. Let me.
Okay, so I've added the code. Don't get frightened about the price because the coupon code is giving you another 50% off of the pro version for today, guys. Are you okay with that? I just want everybody to be able to get these things and use them and save your time and have something really cool. On the page, if you go to the page that I gave you, there's also a button for the pro. But Ron, are you saying that the link, there's no link in the basic version to go to the pro, and once you get the basic, it's not working? Okay. It doesn't work. Oh, maybe, okay, it worked on the last version. So just go to the site that I gave you and type in that coupon code and it will do the same thing. Richard, we'll have to check that out, man.
Okay.
Okay. And if for some reason you guys can't, get in there, I mean, like I said, this thing is so fresh off the press, it's still sticky, right? But I thought it was appropriate for us to take the shot and walk on the thin ice to share it with you today in light of what Leon was sharing with the IFTTT networks. Okay. Pro Tim is just an extension of the basic plugin. So it is not a SaaS, it's a plugin.
Right. And so, once you install the plugin, you're going to see everything that you're seeing on my screen right now. Right. So everything will, everything will be right. You'll be able to click in any of the fields on the basic version. What you'll see when you click on the Pro tab, you'll be able to click on it, but all the data fields will be grayed out. You won't be able to select the file until after you activate the software or activate the Pro version. And we've got a list of image sharing sites that we keep adding to. You can download that as well.
Yeah, we're working on that. That's a little bit older, but we're working on cleaning that up, for everybody. Keith, you get one license right now. We have not, for the promotion for you guys, it's unlimited sites as far as I'm aware. I'll have to double check with the programmer to see that. But if I see any sites that are out there that are in black hat or whatever, I'll just disable everybody's license. I don't want to see this offered on any black hat forums or shit like that. We're not, that would really tend to piss me off. So, but for you and your personal use, you can use it for as many sites as you want. But literally, if it's out there and I see it, I'll disable everybody's license, and then I'll have to reissue everybody's license, for site by site by site by site. Yes, it is, Sean, for client sites. Absolutely. Yes, sir. I consider your sites your clients' sites, right? So certainly feel free to put it on your client sites and use it there. What's really interesting for the client site sometimes is they think they're pretty smart and they want to play with it. So I put it on there, do all the images and all the optimizations, and I delete it, and then I'll put it on again. I delete it, put it on again, or whatever. Just because of that. So does anybody want a quick little story about how to make money with this? I appreciate everybody's buying, and if you somehow don't get in and can't buy it, Skype me or Gary or Richard. But this is a true story. How many of you have been to a site to buy something, and on that site there are images? Okay. In the past, how would you, and some of you already know the answer, so it's okay, but for the majority of you, how many of you would even begin remotely to know whether or not those images are optimized for that item, geo, whatever, right? I mean, be honest, how many of you would have even, number one, thought about checking? And if you did check, the two reasons you would be checking would be, do these people know what they're doing, right? Or if they don't know what they're doing, is there a way for me to open up a door on something really, really, really cheap that's really, really, really important to their viability in potential ranking on a site or an e-commerce site, okay? So be honest, anybody ever had that thought? And if you did have that thought, you're smart, but you would have said to yourself, I don't know what I could do with it. So here's something to help everybody get new clients. Dewey, thank you. Appreciate it for coming. Pick a site, it's like a card trick, okay? And just do this. Pick a site, any site, take the image, copy the URL of that image into the tools that we're going to put into the Skype room, okay? The one like what Richard's sharing with you right there. Take the copy, take that image, put it in, check the metadata. Did they take the time, or is it JPEG 1, or is it all, does it just have, this is a red car, okay? If you do what I'm saying to do, take an image of these tools and what their images look like on their site and send it to them and say, hey, Sean, I like your site. All these images are not doing any good. How about we help you out? We'll optimize every single one of the images on your site for $5 a piece. Okay? We normally charge $50 a piece, but here's our Corona gift to you to help you get more business, help Google see you better, because right now Google is looking at you and you've got 3 layers of blankets over you and they can't see shit because you're not telling them anything. So a simple tool to do what we're sharing to do, knowing that it's only going to take you 5 minutes to fix the problem. How cool is that, right? Or better yet, take a picture of it, fix it, send it back to them and say, hey, this is what we can do for you. Is anybody kind of getting the flavor of how not only can this help you in your business, but how you could use it to get new business? Okay. Mike Seeley says, so I bought, actually you helped me online last year with the WordPress image plugin. I missed that. The difference is there are a lot more fields to stuff. Yes, the pro version it's like way, way better, right? So do you guys think that's a good idea? I mean, can you do that? The next time that you're on a site, take that tool that Richard is giving you, put it in there, just copy it, right? Test it. Call me a liar. Send me a message and say, Patrick, you're out of your flipping mind. Everybody does a beautiful job on their image optimization when they're selling baskets and flowers and, shoes and clothes and whatever, right? I'll bet you if you do that, you're going to find a vast majority of people don't take the time to do what you as professionals don't take the time to do yourself.
Yeah, and I'll share a personal experience, Pat. Late last year, I met with a company here in the Dallas area, and they do about $20 million a year in revenue. When I met with them, they had they just hired a big agency. They were rebranding their website with all of their e-commerce products. Every single image was a PNG with a transparent background.
Mm-hmm.
And that's typically what a big agency is going to do with a graphics team. They don't typically generate JPEGs. They generate PNGs just because they're easy to when you're trying to create something pretty. It's easier to just have a transparent background. And so some of these big corporate sites don't ever touch image optimization at all.
No, and they get paid mucho dollars, right? And it's a way for you to get your foot in the door. Not to trash anybody, but just to say, hey, look, this is the way it is, and you're missing out on a great opportunity. We can help you. And if in fact they take that to their staff, their optimization staff, and say, we want you to optimize every single image on our website, you actually plant that seed in their mind. Say, hey, that's fine. Just go to your staff and your optimization team and tell them that you want your images optimized because you're losing opportunity, and see what they're going to charge you to do that. And then when you find out that after you get up off the floor, come back and talk to me, and we'll take care of it for you, and we'll be happy to help you out. Okay, is that cool? So not only do we provide something really cool for you guys to use and buy? But I think if you just think about what I just said, you can go down a lot of different rabbit holes, with this one simple, little, cheap 3 years of our lives into this thing. And we give it away and only charge, we give 50. Are you nuts? Were we drinking?
Probably.
Oh, geez, Pete. Anyway, we love you guys. I don't want to keep you anymore. We've been here 2 hours and 17 minutes, which is, at least we got 2 separate webinars in today, right? Everybody give us a hand. 2 of them in 2 hours instead of 1. Well, actually, it's longer than that, isn't it? We started at 3. Okay. Anyway, dude, I really appreciate every single one of you. I hope, your time today wasn't wasted, and we still have over 75 people of the 85 people that we started with. And, to me, that's always a great testament of whether or not we're giving you good information or not. So be safe. Appreciate you guys. If you did not get the tool, if you can't figure out how to get the discount, just send me a PM, or Richard a PM, or Karen a PM.
Yeah, and if you got any questions or issues with WordPress, just hit me up in Skype at Search Engine Pro.
Okay. And we'll set up our first training, which is really just kind of a more deep walkthrough, probably sometime next week for all of you guys. Okay. All right. Have a good time. By the way, my Skype has been hacked. I'm on another Skype. If you need me, somebody will be able to find me. All right. So thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.
Take care.